The first time I met Frank T Shank at Frankenland Studios, I already knew I was in for a roller coaster ride of a personality. Dressed in a dark gray suit with a pair of red Jordans, he was all business on the surface and fast talking hilarity in between audition takes. Despite his best efforts to have me also audition, I chose to sit the voiceover opportunity out. I instead opted to continue networking on the set with both seasoned and aspiring actors, all interested in landing a part with hip hop meets EDM's new animation project, Lethal Silence. Before the audition event ended, I had a chance to briefly unpack more about Frank and his business adventures with Carl Nealon II, also of Frankenland Studios. But as you may have guessed, a brief overview of who Frank is and what he does wasn't going to be sufficient, so we scheduled a meeting in Houston to further dig into who Frank T. Shank is, was, and will soon bust through the barriers to be. Who is Frank T. Shank? In his own words, the best writer never known yet. I've written 152 feature scripts, 8 short scripts, and 3 TV shows. I've made 9 feature films, 4 short films, 20 plus music videos, 2 commercials, and 2 weddings so far. I've gotten 3 awards for films and 2 for writing so far, but much more to do. This whirlwind of impressive accomplishments is how Frank and I started our conversation during our second meeting. His declaration is self-proclaimed, but his long list of achievements are undeniable. Confirming my initial observation of Frank, he will tell you that he is known for having the strangest personality that you will ever meet, but in a good way. Also in his words, but I handle my business. I do what I say. I don't lie or cheat or steal to get anywhere. I do it on my skills and talent. There will never be another like me, and writing-wise, I've done what less than 5% of the world has. One creative force of nature to another, Real couldn't help but recognize Real, as I sat across from him dining on a lunch that he so graciously purchased for me. He jumped from aspirations to beliefs, to missteps, and back to aspirations, at what he knows will take him to his next level for himself and for his family. Frank can talk a mile a minute, but his words aren't empty. They are filled with insight and nuggets of industry wisdom if you pay attention. After switching conversational gears from what he has accomplished to what he plans to achieve next, he let me know that what he has already done is really just the beginning. Frank is currently laying down the foundation for what he is demanding of his future, which is to be an Academy Award recipient as a producer, director, and writer for big budget films. After listening to Frank's behind-the-scenes story to his life, I asked him what inspired him to put so much energy into creating at this level. And he said this: a dream I had, my dad dying, my kids, my life going through hell. With a demeanor that is so jovial, it is easy to forget that, like many of us, Frank has experienced his share of tragedies and devastations. But he perseveres, guided by the love that he has for his children and his family as a whole. Frank's fervor to live in the lessons of mistakes instead of the regrets of them is what pushes him through the more difficult parts of his adventurous life. He has many things coming up on his agenda for getting closer to his next chapter of success, from a focus on social media skits to turning one of the scripts he has into a film. Frank T. Shank is definitely a name to look for in the future. Don't sleep on his continued greatness. If you want to know more about Frankenland Studios, this is what he had to say. We are honest and will work with anyone. who will work with themselves. You gotta believe in yourself if anyone else is gonna take you seriously. We are believers and achievers. Frank T Shank of Frankenland Studios.